Hello, volleyball fans, and welcome to Wherever You Are. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network, otherwise known as STSPN.com. We're here at Jackson High School for a fantastic Battle of the Unbeatens early season here in Wesco 4A. Lake Stevens versus Jackson coming up live tonight in a Wesco 4A volleyball matchup right here on STSPN.com. We'll be back with First Serve in just a moment.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife, Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Number 1, senior setter Taylor Eastwood. Number 3, senior outside hitter Ciara Joe. Number 7, sophomore outside hitter Paige Wilson. Number 8, junior opposite hitter, Christina Johnson. Number 9, junior middle blocker, Olivia Skibble. Number 10, senior middle blocker, Lauren Demelin. In a hero for the Timberwolves, junior Haley Pistol. The Vikings are coached by Kyle Hogan, assisted by Chris Manuel.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
All right, welcome back inside Jackson High School, home of the 2010 state champion Jackson Timberwolves. They are 2-0 on the season. We saw them last Thursday here on STSPN.com as they took down Monroe in 4 sets. That same evening, the Lake Stevens Vikings were running their record to 2-0 in a 5-set thriller just down the road at Kamiak High School. These two unbeatens meeting for the first time this year, and this matchup will feature the 2 best senior setters in all of Wesco 4A. Probably the 2 best setters in all of Wesco 4A, although there's a couple underclassmen who may want to put themselves in that conversation. But Lily Eason for the Lake Stevens Vikings, senior setter, has been with them as a starter for, I believe, 3 years now. Strong lefty, very talented young player. And then Taylor Eastwood, the senior setter for Jackson High School. We watched her distribute her offense all over the floor. She's got a collection of weapons to work with, including her middle number 10, that is Lauren DeMoulin. 6'2" middle. She is a strong hitter. They moved her all over the floor. Christina Johnson, number 8, had a great match from the right side. It was Paige Wilson and Ciara Cho, the outside hitters for Jackson. Looks like the same lineup here tonight with Haley Pistol as the libero and Olivia Skibble as your second middle. For the Vikings, we're looking at Anna Sack as your middle hitter in the front row, starting with Eason. Outside hitter, senior Hannah Onson. She'll be an impact player tonight. Keep an eye on number 11. Then in the back row, it looks like we've got Kendall Solis. Your libero is Payton Ludwig. And number 4, Brooke Valentine, a DS as well. So 3 defensive players in across the back row, starting in serve-receive, it appears, for the Vikings. Interesting place to start. It looks like they're starting actually in rotation 5 maybe. Would bring on a sack back to serve next. The other starting middle for Lake Stevens, we'll see her come across the front row. Second is Maddie Eisminger, the freshman. And we're underway. Christina Johnson at the service line for the Timberwolves. Solis. Hannah Onsen pops that one over with the left hand. Here's Eastwood looking for Ciara Cho, and that's back off the block of Eason and Sack as they combine early on. I'm trying to remember the last time I watched the first point scored in a match beyond the block. I don't recall it at all. So we see Maddie Eisminger come into the front row. The freshman middle will play across the front. Payton Ludwig, senior defensive specialist, great kid, into the back. Pistol tracked down by Johnson. Haley Pistol sends a free ball over. Solis, Eason outside for Onsen, and she just gets under that one as she jumps through it. Skies that one up and over the defense. No touch detected. Ciara Cho checks out of the match. Lauren Atwood, the defensive specialist, also a senior, checks in for Jackson. The lefty will serve. Ludwig puts this one up 15 feet off the net, across for Onsen, and she tools the block, gets her first kill of the night. Lily Eason and Hannah Onsen, man, they've played together for a long time. I had them together their U13 season. They went different directions in their club careers eventually, but they've been here at Lake Stevens playing. So 5-6 years of work together for those two. Dig there by Valentine, outside for Onsen. Again, the block gets her that time, though, and that's Eastwood and Demulin putting up a block, and that's going to be one of those kind of matches. More blocks than kills so far here between Jackson and Lake Stevens. Eason working out of the back. Haley Muir's checked in to go across as the opposite. Eisminger misfires up over the top. A little bit low with the set. She was looking for the roll shot, couldn't get it to drop. Demulin with the serve. Onsen. Eason looking for Eisminger again. A little tentative dig. Demulin. Big tip and a kill from Taylor Eastwood. So that young middle, Eisminger is going to need to see that that skyhook play as Taylor Eastwood gets that arm way up there early. Sends that ball over the top and into the hole in the middle of the court. They want their defenders to pick that ball up as well. In the meantime, Demulin continues from the service line. Ludwig, Eason outside for Muir. She misfires, looking for a touch. No touch detected. I think that was a little wishful thinking on the Lake Stevens part there. Jackson with an early run here. Demulin going short this time. Valentin, Eason, back set for Onsen, and Onsen pounds that one off the block and out. She'll come back to serve. That brings number 6, Grace Schrodel, into the front row to take the place of Valentine, the defensive specialist, who's a junior. Schrodel also a junior. She'll hit across the front row and the outside. Olivia Skibbles into the front for Jackson. Haley Muir puts that ball on the ground, and Muir with her first kill of the night. Short float from Onsen. And she does a nice job. She gets the ace against Atwood, just forcing her into an uncomfortable position. And the service ace for Onsen to go with 2 kills, and quickly she's responsible for 3 out of the 5 Lake Stevens points. Johnson, Eastwood gets the touch. Not a good pass, though, and Onsen keeping this Jackson serve receive under pressure. Onsen and Atwood. This time a good pass. Eastwood pushes it outside for Wilson. Her first swing of the night is dug by Hannah Onsen. This ball coming all the way back across the court for Schrodel, dug by Pistol. Eastwood up over the top, Wilson. Nice dig from Eason, out of system set from Ludwig. Schrodel, dig Atwood. Eastwood, and that's to Wilson over the top, dig Ludwig. Outside now, Schrodel again, and the big block of Eastwood, and Skibble is there. Taylor Eastwood has been involved in just about everything for Jackson. Did we mention that tonight's match is brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens? Make sure you thank them next time you're in there for making this match and all these matches possible on STSPN.com. We want them to know that their contribution to the volleyball community is a welcome one. Maddie Eisminger at the service line now. Haley Pistol fires that one back. Chasing it down is Atwood, but she can't control. And Eisminger with the ace, her first point of the night. She had a couple swings, looked a little hesitant. This is a big stage against a good team for a freshman player. Maddie, one of the coolest kids I know. Big swing. Johnson finds the end line, and that is a hammer from Christina Johnson. Her first kill of the night. She's a junior right side for Jackson High School. Paige Wilson at the service line. She led all hitters last week against Monroe. Hannah Onson, perfect pass for Eason. Back set for Muir, and that ball's off the block and out. Haley Muir gets her second kill by tooling the block. And it was Skibble coming across who just didn't get the hands angled into play, it looked like. Kendall Solis checks in for Muir. She will serve and play defense across the back row. Eastwood, Ciara Cho dug by Onson. Eason, Schrodel picked up by Pistol. Cho sends a free ball, Ludwig. Eason, oh, she was going for it. Just didn't get the high point of contact she was looking for. Olivia Skibble at the service line for Jackson. Hannah Onson. Perfect pass, looking for Sack on the slide, and she was just maybe a little ahead of it. The timing didn't look quite right. Demoulin and Cho get that block. The officials having a little conference now. Trying to lip read as best I can. I can't quite see what they're talking about. Something funny with the rotation. Maybe. Something might have to do with multiple coaches standing up on the Lake Stevens side. Not sure if you can do that at this level. It's okay. One official went off to talk to the cheerleaders for Jackson. One official went to talk to the players and coach for Lake Stevens. Eventually, we'll get back to volleyball here on STSPN.com. Looks like they're trying to sort out the rotation for the Vikings. Tight match here early. We promised it was going to be good. We mentioned it briefly. Special thanks to Ace Hardware Lake Stevens for helping to make all of our volleyball broadcasts happen this year. We've got the biggest season of volleyball yet on STSPN.com, and Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens is a huge part of that. So I know we all know Ace is the place, right? The hometown hardware, all that kind of stuff. But seriously, next time you need to go in there and thank them for helping making these broadcasts possible. Let them know that their contribution to the community is well appreciated within our volleyball community. If you have an opportunity, go check them out before you go to somewhere else and see what they got. Give them a little support and help make sure that we get more of their kind of support here on STSPN.com. It's quite the conference. Everybody's going to get involved. We're going to have a little chat. First-year head coach for the Lake Stevens Vikings is Kyle Hoagland. He's assisted by Caitlin Coleman. Our score table, I don't know who the score table is. Probably better that way. Jackson's Mindy Staudinger has been with Jackson High School for a while now, at least 3-4 years that I'm aware of. Bryce Crownenshield, hopefully I got that right, Bryce, is her assistant. And Jim McLaughlin works with their JV team. Incredible JV match tonight between these two schools, Jackson and Lake Stevens. A lot of really solid play. The future for both of these programs is bright. Future of Wesco 4A volleyball is bright. We talked a little bit last Thursday about how far advanced these teams are with their systems that they're running and the techniques that they're working on early in the season. And man, watching the Lake Stevens and Jackson JV teams battle, they are advanced and very, very solid. They're going to be very good for quite some time. Lots of confusion over the lineup for Lake Stevens. Our officiating crew working to get that sorted out and correct. Meanwhile, Olivia Skibble waiting patiently behind the service line for Jackson for her opportunity to serve. Tomorrow night we are at Glacier Peak for Monroe versus Glacier Peak tomorrow. We got one on Thursday this week too. I'm not good enough to remember that far ahead where it's at. Lots of volleyball coming up on STSPN.com. Remember, you can not only watch the games live, you can go back and look at all the archived matches as well. Got matches from the last 3 years that I've been a part of. I think another year or two beyond that. There's also high school football, soccer, all kinds of great stuff. Lacrosse I saw. It's pretty cool drone footage. There's a pretty sweet setup on STSPN.com where they mic'd up the head coach of the Monroe Bearcats football team. Followed him around for a few hours. Shared the select appropriate things that we were allowed to share from that practice. Still tons of confusion at the scorer's table. Did I mention that I'm Matty Bishop? This is STSPN.com, and yes, I can kill time. My wife will verify the fact that I can talk to myself for hours on end. She does not find this skill impressive at all. If we knew how long it was going to take to get back flowing, we'd go to a break, but it could start again at any moment, or not. All right, we're going to run. We're going to go ahead and take a break. This is Madness. This is STSPN.com. We'll be right back. So they've taken 2 points off the scoreboard for what? Nobody knows. Hold on. Don't adjust it yet because that shouldn't be right. Are we back live or am I out? It appears there may be an end to the madness in sight. It looks like a couple points have come off the scoreboard. I honestly have no idea what they're working on over there. It still does not appear to really be worked out. Now they've so they gave Jackson their point back. That was what I assumed would happen. So apparently Lake Stevens was out of rotation, perhaps a wrong server. They took a point away from them. Jackson gets to keep their point. We're back underway. There's Kendall Solis putting that ball on the ground. The junior Solis with her first kill of the night. She'll go back to serve now. So somehow she served one spot early in the rotation, so that was the point they lost. And here we go down the right side, Christina Johnson. Very impressed with this young lady early on in this season. The 2 matches we've seen her in, the 5'10" right side junior here at Jackson, she is dynamic. And Lake Stevens now is going to take a timeout to put things back together after the rotational fault. We'll take a timeout as well here on STSPN.com, the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At G&S, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call G&S Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Okay, Lake Stevens takes their first timeout of the match. We're now going to see a substitution by the Vikings. Grace Schrodel makes way for Brooke Valentine. Valentine, the junior defensive specialist, will do just that, play defense across the back row. She's alongside Kendall Solis and Payton Ludwig in the serve receive. Hannah Onsen, Anna Sack are your outs or your hitters at the pins right now. Easton, the setter in the middle for Onsen, pounds it high off the block. Picked up by Johnson. Tip over the top by Eastwood, and she gets her second kill of the night, as that time she just reached up with those long arms, jousted right over top of the block of Onsen and Sack, and Taylor Eastwood. Very impressive early here in this season. Johnson at the service line. Valentine outside for Onsen, and she powers that one through the block. That really tight recoil, fast arm swing from Hannah Onsen. That's the key to power in the game of volleyball, is not so much how big and hard you can flex those muscles, is how fast you can swing that arm. She whips that one through for her third kill of the night. The libero Ludwig, also a senior at the service line. Maddie Eisminger puts down the overfeed. She gets her first kill of the evening. Middles love those. They all look the same on the stat sheet, but they're super easy. You just go back and touch it right into a hole. Great stuff. Good serve from Ludwig. Here she goes again. 1 for 1. Most coaches will take that. Most coaches would love to have 2 for 1. Lauren Atwood, the lefty, checks in to play DS and serve for Jackson. Ludwig, 13 feet off for Eason, and Onsen just pounds it off the top of the block again. 4 kills for her. She has been an outstanding part of this offense here at Lake Stevens since her sophomore year. I remember we had her as a player of a match in a playoff game at Snohomish. She came alive and played extremely well. Atwood, Eastwood, right side, big block up from Schrodel and Eisminger. Picked up, here's Onsen. Roll shot over the top, nice recognition from Wilson. She picks that up, Eastwood, dug by Ludwig. Easton gets there, that ball's popped back up by Skibble. Eastwood up, Onsen off the hands, dig pistol. Out of system set, Atwood for Wilson. She keeps it in play, Ludwig. Eason, Onsen again. This one's off the block and out, and she's got 5 kills. Dig, set, Hannah Onsen, repeat. Dig, set, Hannah Onsen, repeat. That looks like what Lake Stevens is going after right now. Service ace from Lily Eason. Senior setter from Lake Stevens, her brother. A sophomore quarterback at Georgia, went down with a knee injury in an early season match. She almost gets a second one. Eastwood digs that. Free ball coming. Eason digs it. Solis out of system set for Onsen, and she hammers it down the line. I have no idea what the record for kills by a Lake Stevens player or kills in a single Wesco 4A match are, but Hannah Onsen with 6 here out of the first 15 points for Lake Stevens, may be well on her way. Eason misfires on that one. Jackson, a little bit of a hole as Lake Stevens finds some separation there. Onsen will be the next server, so they're going to get her out of the front row. Dimmelin with the serve would like to get her before she has an opportunity to get another kill on the side out. And she misfires. Jackson. Much needed point there. As the antenna comes loose. That's what happens when you hit them really hard. Officials getting lots of camera time tonight. That's usually never a good thing. The senior, Dimmelin at the service line. Ludwig, this ball's at the 10-foot line, outside for Schrodel. That ball comes off the hands of Skibble over the top. Ludwig with the tomahawk. Eastwood keeps it alive, or Eason keeps it alive, and a lift call. Onsen's going to protest. I think it's the right call. I think that ball rolled up her arms as she was leaning back to make the dig. It's got to be a clean contact. You can't roll up the surface of her arms. Dimmelin ties up the match. Gets another chance to serve, and she aces Onsen and Eason. Just when it looked like Lake Stevens found a little breathing room here, Jackson right back into the lead, and we've got ourselves a fantastic match. And another ace. Is a little confusion as Lake Stevens tries to make the shift in their serve receive. Not everyone was on the same page. Dimmerlin with 2 aces in a row. Jackson. Onson now. Schroedel stuffed by Skibble and Eastwood, and that's the 3rd block that Taylor Eastwood has been in on. She's got 2 kills, and Jackson now opens up a 3-point lead on their side. Another short serve. Solis, beautiful pass back for Onson, and Hannah Onson puts it on the floor. She goes into the back row now to serve. She had a good service run first time of the round. Solis, Schroedel, and Eisminger. And a service ace from Onson. She's got 8 points here in the first set of Lake Stevens 17. This is not quite the lineup I think that Lake Stevens wants. Kendall Solis blocking against Paige Wilson is not quite what they're looking for. And Wilson gets the kill, her first of the night as she uses the block there. Not sure what happened. Something in that rotational fault had to do with Haley Muir, apparently. Oh, Hannah Onson keeps that ball alive. Schroedel runs it down, and it's in play. I thought for sure it was ace, and ace, so did most of the Jackson fans. Nice dig from Ludwig. And Wilson goes up and puts it down on the overdig. Paige Wilson with a good swing the first time. The ball came right back to her off the platform of the Lake Stevens libero. She goes up and touches it back over into a hole. Taylor Eastwood at the service line for the T-Wolves. Onson outside for Solis. Solis, a nice reach. Somebody was all over the net. No call there. And that block off the, or that swing off the block of Schroedel. Johnson gets the kill, her 3rd of the night. Timeout called by the Vikings. Jackson's in control. It's been a back and forth affair. Jackson on the upswing right now. We'll be right back on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Hey volleyball fans, it is a great time to be part of the uprising. We've got adult and junior leagues, club hybrid programs, private personal training, court rentals, and much, much more. Check us out. We're Snohomish County's only indoor beach and hardcourt volleyball facility, uprisingvolleyball.com.
I'm learning. Welcome back inside Jackson High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network, otherwise known as STSPN.com. Tonight's match between the Lake Stevens Vikings and Jackson Timberwolves is brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. Stop by, check them out, say thank you for their support of broadcasting high school volleyball here in Wesco 4A. And don't forget, coming up after the match, we've got our Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Match. Gosh, right now, Hannah Onson, she's got all the stats, but Jackson's in the lead. Taylor Eastwood was the player of the match last Thursday. Maddie Eisminger, and she's blocked. That's Olivia Skibble. Gets in on that block. She gets a solo block for that one all by herself. First solo block we've seen tonight. She's been a part of 2 others, and the block for Jackson was not this good against Monroe. It is very good here tonight. Haley Muir now. Muir, big swing up over the top. Dig by Lauren Atwood. Eastwood, over the top. Wilson, roll shot, Doug Schroedel. Eason gets up on the jump set. Schroedel didn't quite have the timing down. Eastwood now in the middle for Skibble. Dig Eason. Ludwig out of system set. Nice and high for Schroedel. She pounds that one off the tape. Nope, off the block. Onson out of system set. Schroedel again, this time over the top, and she just overcooks it long to the corner. Eastwood, the lefty. Onson, beautiful pass. Muir off the block, dig Wilson. Eisminger goes up and puts that one down. Maddie Eisminger back to the service line. Anna Sack into the front row. She'll be there alongside Schroedel and Muir. Pistol the pass, Eastwood. Paige Wilson with the big tip, and it's Anna Sack and Grace Schrodel. Schrodel played some middle last year before she was injured. The girl can block. She's got good timing, good instincts. A little undersized, but she can block. Eisminger misfires on that one. That brings Ciara Cho back into the front row. Paige Wilson to the service line, and set point for the Jackson Timberwolves. Onsen gets handcuffed. Schrodel out of system set for Sack in the middle. Picked up by Cho. Eastwood back for Cho. Nice high point of contact. Dig Onsen. Eason runs that one down. Here's Schrodel. Through the hands, picked up by Wilson. Eastwood. Ooh, back to Johnson, and she misfires. I'm not sure she expected to get set from there. Taylor Eastwood, beautiful back set. Just picks up beautiful distribution. But it didn't quite fit where she wanted it to fit. Here comes Solis in to serve for Muir. Nope, Solis not serving. She's back into the front row. Muir is out. Grace Schrodel is serving. Something not quite right with how the lineup went in for Lake Stevens, I don't think. It doesn't look like what was happening in the beginning. That's a very long pass by Pistol Cho. Sack, oh, no touch from Anna Sack. 4 contacts against Jackson, and Lake Stevens still alive here in set number 1. Grace Schrodel at the service line. The Vikings with work to do. Jackson just needs to side out to put this first set in the books. We've got Cho, Johnson, and Skibble in the front row as the hitters. There's Eastwood for Cho. Tip over the top. Picked up by Schrodel. Kept alive. Free ball sent by Solis. Here's Pistol. Eastwood for Cho again. The big tip dug by the Eason on the chicken wing. Onsen puts it. Looked like it was going to be out. Pistol played it anyway. Skibble skies it up over the top. Ludwig keeps that one alive. Onsen roll shot up over the top, and it's just out of play. And what a rally. Jackson wins the first set. And we've got ourselves a good one going on here at Jackson High School. Lake Stevens and Jackson. Jackson's up 1-0. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're back in about 2.5 minutes, so catch us here on STSPN.com.
That Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back inside Jackson High School. I'm Matty Bishop with Uprising Volleyball. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We've got a fantastic early season Wesco 4A match underway for you, brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. Make sure you check out the Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens and thank them while you're there for their support of STSPN.com and Wesco Volleyball. Jackson takes the first set in impressive fashion. A couple little runs by both teams there in the late teens, early 20s. Jackson ends on a fairly high note. Lake Stevens with work to do. They've been here before. They battled to a 5-set win over Kamiak on Thursday night. These teams still kind of getting a feel for what they have and what they can do. It's still very early in the season. Both of these teams playing, I believe, just their third match of the year. Not sure if either one of them's participated in any tournament play yet. Grace Schrodel at the service line. It's Hannah Onsen, the captain for Lake Stevens, having a conversation with the head official. Hannah Onsen, a pretty accomplished official and coach in her own right. There's not much with regards to the sport of volleyball that Hannah Onsen does not do. I've seen her play libero. I've seen her play middle. I begged her one year to come set for my team. Payton Ludwig with the dig. Eason pushes that ball high outside. Tipped by Onsen over the top. Nice up from Johnson. Quick in the middle looking for Skibble. That was picked up, I believe, by Eason. And then Skibble skies it back over. No touch called. Oh, goodness, our officials are spending some quality time together again. These guys enjoy each other's company immensely. They're just taking some time to hang out and get to know each other. It's good for a working relationship. Who's asking for recipe? It's time to order the pizza. Got to figure out what's on the pizza. Here comes Schrodel again. Atwood picks that ball up. Here's Paige Wilson. Little roll shot over the top. Eason and Onsen both there for it. They collide, but Wilson gets credit for her third kill of the night. Most of Jackson's scoring in that first set on our extremely unofficial stat count that I do while I'm both talking and watching the game. So it could be prone to errors. Maybe, maybe not. But most of their scoring came off of blocks in that first round, only in that first set. Johnson and Wilson both at 3 kills apiece now. Eastwood at 2. And Eastwood just misses that one as she looks for an ace there. Lauren Dimmelin did have 2 aces. We did not see her get a lot of swings in that first set. Can attest that to the fact that Lake Stevens did a nice job of keeping Jackson out of system. Jackson did a very good job of playing out of system. Payton Ludwig. Ball's popped up by Wilson. Free ball sent over by Skibble. Ludwig puts her hands on it to Eason. Outside for Onsen. High off the block. Nice pickup from Atwood. Here's Eastwood. She pushes that ball to the right side for Johnson. Dug by Solis. Out right side now, or left side down for Onsen. That ball overfeed. Onsen takes a second bite of the cherry and puts it on the floor. She got a second chance at it. The rest of her team was ready to dig the free ball and run the offense, and Hannah Onsen just said, enough of this silliness. Let's score this point and move on. Payton Ludwig, senior libero, at the service line. That block put up by Onsen and Eisminger, and somehow Paige Wilson gets that ball over. Big swing from Onsen, and she hammers it off the block. She's got 9 kills already on the night. Payton Ludwig, mentioned earlier, can't say enough nice things about this kid. She has stuck with it, for lack of a better term. She has really worked hard to get to this point her senior year. Got to be really, really proud of what this young lady's accomplished. Out of system set for Eastwood. Johnson fires over the top. No touch there. So we look at this rotation in the 5-1. We saw Lily Eason transition off to take a swing at one point, but I think it was because she dug the first ball. Some teams will have a secondary player set a ball out of certain rotations, especially if you've got a setter like Eason who can hit the ball extremely effectively. Looks like she's setting for the serve receive here. This is one thing different about Lake Stevens from last year. Last year they had Melissa Stevens running the back half of a 6-2, and Eason got to hit across the front row. Big, powerful left-handed swing to go with her big block. Haley Muir checks in for Kendall Solis. Lily Eason goes to the back row now at the service line, so she won't have to worry about hitting at all, just setting. Muir will come in and hit on the right side. Oh, that is a double contact call, and that's a bit tight. Eastwood, that's the first double call to the game. Big lead here early in set 2 for Lake Stevens. Eason puts the service ace down in front of Cho. That's her second ace of the night for Lake Stevens setter, Eason. And timeout called early here by Jackson as Lake Stevens comes out on a roll and early in set number 2. We'll be back here in just about 30 seconds on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
And we're back inside. Lily Eason at the service line. Lake Stevens on a big scoring run here early in set number 2, but they do trail by 1-0. Ciara Cho. Eastwood picks it up. Free ball sent over by Skibble. Eason. She goes outside for Hannah Onsen. Hammered down, not down. Haley Pistol picks that ball up. Nice dig from Jackson's libero. She sends a free ball. Brooke Valente now back. Haley Muir off the block and out. Muir with her 3rd kill of the night. Great dig from Pistol there as Hannah Onsen just unleashed on another one. Eason continues to serve. Good rotation for the Vikings. Ciara Cho gets aced. And Eason now has 3 service aces on the night. And that's going to bring Lexi Dollarhide in. Sophomore outside hitter to help shore up the serve receive for Jackson as they try and break this momentum, break this early run from Lake Stevens. They go right after Dollarhide. Decent pass. She gets a swing, roll shot over the top. Easy dig from Ludwig. Net, nope, under the net violation called against Lexi Dollarhide. And that's Lake Stevens' ball. Her hand was under, he appears to be saying. I don't know what he's saying. Not going to speculate on that. Doesn't help out the Jackson Timberwolves cause any. Mindy Staudinger, veteran Wesco coach here, does the slow walk of displeasure, and now our officiating crew decides to spend some quality time together. Might be time to change the pizza order. So we're having a conversation. Now we're lots of whistle blowing. Now more pointing. Now some talking to the coach. Sometimes an officiating crew just likes to remind people I'm in charge. Lily Eason with the dig, turn, kill there as that ball comes off the hands. Eason with a nice reaction play. Oh, and that's a nice big block from Olivia Skibble in the middle. She's got 2 stuff blocks and 2 block assists on the evening so far. She has been big in the middle for the Jackson Timberwolves, and man, they needed that side out. Ciara Cho back into the match now, taking the place of Dollarhide. She's in the front row with Demulin and Johnson. Here's Haley Muir off the hands dig from Eastwood. Ball picked up. It'll be sent over. Free ball from Eastwood. Valentine, Eason, and Eisminger misfires on that one. And service ace from Olivia Skibble. Nice up, a little chicken wing from Dimmerlin there. Valentine, Eason, now Onsen. Onsen hammers that ball through the block for her 10th kill of the night. And Lake Stevens sends Onsen back to the service line now. Into the front row comes Grace Schrodel to hit on the outside. She's there alongside Haley Muir, the right side, and the freshman middle, Maddie Eisminger. Paige Wilson. Eastwood back for Johnson and pounds that off the block of Schrodel and Christina Johnson. 4 kills to lead all hitters for Jackson. Or lead all Jackson hitters would be the better way to say that. She goes back to the service line. That brings the left-handed setter Taylor Eastwood to the front row. A little something different for that Lake Stevens defense to have to think about. We've seen her score a couple points already. Here's Schrodel, high over the top, dig by Pistol, somehow kept alive, and a double contact call against Cho. That was the right call, as it came off of both hands, not at the same time. She was sending it over. It was a quick reactionary play, but that's still got to be clean. Maddie Eisminger at the service line. Johnson, Eastwood, Cho hammers that ball down. That's how you make up for that one. Ciara Cho's first kill of the night, according to my extremely unofficial stats. She checks out. Lauren Atwood comes in to play defense across the back row for her. Hannah Onsen out of the back row, and she drops the hammer on that one. Swinging at that fast tempo is a bick out of the back row almost. Not quite high enough to really be thought of as a pipe. That's a tempo set, second step tempo set out of the back row. And that's fun to watch. Almost as fun as it is to hit. Kendall Solis with the serve. Eastwood just puts it up, and Eason misfires. She's misfired a couple times this evening. Uncharacteristic mistakes for her. She wanted that one bad, the overfeed. She was going to put it down with authority. That'll drive a coach nuts. You just put it in a hole. They all look the same on the stat sheet. Take care of the volleyball. DeMullen serves. Onsen, and Eason goes up and gets that one as the pass was really tight. She goes up two-handed, and we'll give her credit for a kill for that one. Ray Schrodel at the service line now. Lake Stevens rolling here in set number 2, but remember, they still trail by a set. And Eastwood goes up and gets another kill. Okay, our setters are going to trade offensive moves here. Schrodel comes out of the back row. Brooke Valentine back in. Junior DS, number 4 for Lake Stevens. Eastwood. Oh, service ace right into the seam between Valentine and Solis. And Taylor Eastwood with 3 kills, an ace, and she's been in on part of 3 blocks as well. Valentine, Eason, Onsen, that ball's up, oh, not off the block. 4 contacts called, came off at a funky angle, but the head ref has a very good look at that one. Way better than anyone else in the gym could see it. Eastwood, Valentine, Eason, Onsen. This time she uses the finesse, the little touch shot over to her block for her 12th kill. She leads all hitters, to say the least. Payton Ludwig at the service line, Lake Stevens libero. Takes that ball off the tape, and Payton with the ace. Gets herself on the score sheet, something liberos don't always get the opportunity to do. Hannah Onsen again. This time she has to switch up and use the slide footwork. Keeps the ball in front of her. Good court vision. She just finds a hole, rolls the ball right into it. Makes it look extremely easy. That's a difficult adjustment. You have to read that set's too far inside, make a really early adjustment to your footwork and still have the presence of mind to find a hole to put that ball into. Paige Wilson. Eastwood runs it down, out of system set. Wilson now over the top, dig by Solis. Eason pushes it outside for guess who? Hannah Onsen. This time she gets under the ball a little bit, sends it out by about 19 feet. And Jackson with the side out here. A couple quick points with Paige Wilson at the service line, and all of a sudden it's not that bad for Jackson. They were down at about this stretch by not quite this much in set number 1, went on a little roll and came back. And here we go, our officials are collaborating again. Been rather disjointed flow to this game. Some scoring issues, some officiating clarifications happening. Everybody's learning. Here's Paige Wilson at the service line. Sophomore outside hitter for Jackson. Kendall Solis. Onsen, a little bit of a delay. Nice dig from Wilson. Here's Cho. Beautiful set from Taylor Eastwood. And Ciara Cho puts it away. That was a pinpoint set all the way across the court. Put in exactly the right spot. And those kind of sets just about hit themselves. Cho just drops the hammer on it. Really well done by the Jackson offense. They've been impressive so far this year. Wilson again. Solis, this one will be chased down at the bleachers by Onsen. Free ball sent by Valentine. Skibble, Eastwood, back for Johnson, and Christina Johnson hammers that ball out off of the antenna, I believe. And Mindy Staudinger, the down official, called the touch. The up official called the ball out. And we get more officiating discussion before Lily Eason can come to the service line. Impossible for me to see from here whether it came off of the blocker's hands and into the antenna or hit the antenna directly. The determination was that it hit the antenna directly. There's Haley Pistol. Backside Johnson again. This one she shoots over into the middle. Ludwig and Eason. Valentine, nice out of system set for Onsen. She rolls that one right to Cho. Cho with a big transition. High point of contact on the tip. Nice hang time from Haley Muir to touch that ball back, and then it's played out of play on the dig by the Jackson player at the net, and that leads us to a T-Wolves timeout. It's been all Lake Stevens here in set number 2. We're guaranteed to have more volleyball coming up here on STSPN.com.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Welcome back inside Jackson High School. We're here in set number 2. Lily Eason at the service line has been a one-woman wrecking crew for the Vikings. Maddie Eisminger and Haley Muir in on that block, and Lake Stevens is rolling. But there's always a but, always that caveat. They lost the first set to Jackson, who got hot towards the end. So Eason trying to even this match up at 1 set apiece. Paige Wilson and the Jackson Timberwolves trying to put a stop to that. Hannah Onsen gets under that one again, and she's misfired a couple times here down the stretch in set number 2. Here's a nice set outside for Muir, and she's under that one a little as well, looking for a touch. No touch detected, and Jackson with a little scoring run. You're going to pick up some momentum. Even if you're going to lose the set, you want to pick up some momentum here to get ready for set number 3. Brooke Valentine, Eason, now Onsen up over the top, dig by the middle, Skibble, and Eastwood runs it down. Johnson just about goes into the bleachers after it. Can't control it. Lake Stevens gets the serve back. Hannah Onsen will go to the service line now. She's got 2 aces to go with her 13 kills. I've yet to credit her with a block. I just haven't seen it if it happened. Eastwood outside for Ciara Cho. She misfires, and it is set point here in set number 2 for the visiting Lake Stevens Vikings. Tonight's match brought to you by Lake Stevens Ace Hardware Store. Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. Great place to go. Speedway Chevrolet's got our player of the match coming up at the end of all this. 2 great sponsors doing a lot to help bring more volleyball here to STSPN.com. Grace Schrodel doing a lot to hammer that ball off the block. Eastwood back across. Lexi Dollarhide checked into the match. She gets her first kill of the night. She came in place of Ciara Cho. As Jackson just looking for some answers right now. Christina Johnson leads all Jackson hitters with 4 kills. Paige Wilson has 3. Ciara Cho with a pair. And now Dollarhide with 1. Taylor Eastwood, the setter, also has 3 kills. Onsen. Dig by Johnson. It's high, and Eastwood went up to challenge it, but it wasn't coming over the net. And that is it for set number 2. Lake Stevens evens it up at 1 set apiece. Jackson's been here before. They'll need to battle back. Set number 3 coming up. We've got a good one here on Snohomish Time Sports Network, otherwise known as STSPN.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. Welcome back inside Jackson High School. I'm Matty Bishop. This is STSPN.com, the Snohomish Times Sports Network, bringing you Westco 4A and 3A volleyball. All season long, we've got more matches than ever before for volleyball, that is, here on STSPN. And that is largely thanks to sponsors like Speedway Chevrolet, who's been sponsoring our Players of the Match Awards, and Ace Hardware and Lake Stevens, who have stepped up to make these broadcasts happen. Please make sure that you let them know that their contribution to our volleyball community is appreciated. If you're watching this, you're into volleyball. I get it, right? That's what we do. Make sure that you're going out and letting these companies know that we appreciate the fact that they're supporting the things that we love. Lake Stevens came back with a vengeance after losing the first set. They take the second set 21, I believe it, or 25, I believe, into 16. So now Jackson will come out here in set 3 with Christina Johnson at the service line. Hannah Onsen Oh, Lily Eason trying to run that one down, and Christina Johnson gets her first service ace of the night to go with 4 kills. Jackson's offense has been quiet compared to what it was against Monroe. They'll be looking to change that here in set number 3. Score is going to be with me for a minute here. It's 1-0 Vikings. Outside Grace Schrodel up over the top. Ciara Cho with a funky hammer. Ball comes back over the net. Anna Sack with the dig. Grace Schrodel again down the line, and Schrodel gets the kill. Do believe that is her first of the night. And it is 1-1 now as the Vikings tie that up. Schrodel comes back to serve. Hannah Onsen into the front row along with Anna Sack and the setter Eason. Kendall Solis playing defense on the right side. Payton Ludwig is your libero, and Grace Schrodel. Well, that was a big swing and in, and that's Lauren Dimmelin, and we have not seen Lauren Dimmelin get her offense going tonight. First connection, successful one anyway, between her and the setter Eastwood, and that could be a huge key for Jackson getting back into control of this match as the two seniors, the setter Eastwood and the middle Dimmelin, if they can start working together and really firing on all cylinders, they are very difficult to stop. Lauren Atwood comes in to serve. Here's Hannah Onsen with the swing, and she pounds that one down. Hannah Onsen, hard to stop in her own right. Lake Stevens, their biggest concern right now is that they're going to become one-dimensional. Which is a difficult, once the other team kind of figures out what you're doing, you got to have other players able to step up and contribute. That's one train of thought. Service ace! Payton Ludwig. Her second ace of the night. Libero for Lake Stevens with her name on the score sheet. Free ball sent by Dimmelin. Picked up by Solis. Eason for Onsen. Little tip over the top. Nice read by Eastwood. Out of system set, and that was double contact all the way. Christina Johnson tried to push that one out to her outside hitter Wilson, and it was not clean, as they would say in the business. 4-2, Lake Stevens over Jackson here early in set number 3. We're tied at 1 set apiece. This is the Snohomish Times Sport Network. That's Payton Ludwig serving down to Christina Johnson. Laura Dimmelin in the middle. Ludwig with a beautiful pickup. Hannah Onsen rolls that ball down the line, picked up by Johnson. Back across for Wilson, and she tools the block, and it's out. The back row player tried their best to touch it, but Paige Wilson gets that one off the block and out of play before the defender could get a hand on it. Lauren DeMillen out of the front row now. We've seen her and Eastwood connect a couple times here early in set number 3. That's got to be something Jackson's trying to do more of. Ludwig, beautiful pass for Eason, and Lily Eason goes up and takes care of business there. The big left-handed sky hook. She'll come back to serve now. That brings Kendall Solis out of the match. Haley Muir into the front row. She'll play the right side. Her and Eisminger putting a big block on that right side. Hannah Onsen hitting at the left pin. Atwood, Eastwood, Wilson. Nice pickup by Valentine. Eastwood, swing from Onsen, picked up by Skibble, pop back over, double contact call against Eastwood. Again, a good call. I like the consistency. A lot of times you'll see an official let that third ball get just sloppy as all sin. This official's not letting that happen. He's forcing you can't double contact no matter whether it's on a second or third ball. You can on a first ball. Eastwood, dug by Ludwig. She hit it right at her. Here's Onsen again. Pops that ball up off the block. Nice pickup by Atwood. Outside, here's Wilson. Easy roll over the top. Ludwig with yet another dig. Back right side, Muir, and she puts that one down. Haley Muir with 4 kills on the night. Nice back set. Good movement of her offense by Eason. We talked a little bit about getting one-dimensional. That's how you stop that. You start moving that ball from pin to pin. Make that middle blocker freeze and have to wait just a little longer to see what you're doing. Eastwood. Bump set for Wilson, and that ball's put back. That's Muir and Eisminger on that one. That big double block goes up, and once again, Lake Stevens off to a big start. 8-3, Jackson calls a timeout. And we are having ourselves a time here on STSPN.com. We hope you are too. Thanks for watching from wherever you're at. Please help spread the word. Let everyone out there know that there's great Wesco 4A and 3A volleyball action happening on STSPN.com. We've talked about it multiple times. Thank our sponsors, one of those being Uprising Volleyball. Don't forget to check them out, uprisingvolleyball.com. Well, check us out, I guess. I should be genuine there. That's my volleyball club. Got lots of cool stuff coming up. A full round of beach indoor hybrid club season coming at you here soon, as well as Beach Academy for kids who just want to play beach, stuff for the little kids, all kinds of stuff going on with Uprising Volleyball. Just loving being part of this community up here in Snohomish County. It's been so rewarding over the course of the last 6 years to watch how this community has grown. Great crowd here tonight at Jackson High School. They do a fantastic job of supporting their Timberwolves, and we're back in action. Lily Eason at the service line has had a good night there. She's done a good job of keeping this Jackson team under pressure and continues to do so. Valentine into the middle, Eisminger. Just a little roll over the top, and it's enough to get to the floor. Third kill of the night for Eisminger. As a coach, you want and need the young freshman to not only get her confidence, but make sure that she's hitting with that power. Make sure she's got that fast arm swing, that she's feeling comfortable and confident with it. That time she goes up, pounds the ball off of the block of Eastwood, and it drops. And I thought Taylor Eastwood came down into the net, but there was no call. And she will get credit for a block there, a solo block. Eason to Eisminger. There's the power we talked about, as they're working to get her more involved in the game now. Move that offense around. We talked about it. It's been very Hannah Onsen dominated so far for Lake Stevens. You can see there's some directive, there's some intent to get other people involved. Eastwood sets that one really tight, a little too tight for the right side Johnson to get to. Hannah Onsen at the service line. Grace Schrodel, Haley Muir, and Maddie Eisminger in the front row now for the Vikings. Eastwood. Johnson up over the top, and she does a nice job of finding the corner. That's a great off-speed swing from Christina Johnson. Very well done, well-placed ball. Paige Wilson back to serve for the Timberwolves. Hannah Onsen. Maddie Eisminger on the quick back set. That's a nice connection. Nice high reach. Some good speed there, and all of a sudden the freshman's got 5 kills on the night. So nice job to the Vikings. Nice job for Lily Eason moving her offense around. They've used the big hammer when they've needed to. Now they're working on finding some different things. Eisminger digs that one. Nice set outside for Schrodel. Onsen tries to keep it alive, but that's a block from Skibble and Eastwood. And man, that has been a wicked good combination against the outside hitter for Lake Stevens. Jackson, that big right side block. They've just been on fire tonight. Schrodel, beautiful pass. Quick in the middle for Anna Sack. Picked up by Johnson, and Dimmelin, not quite sure she knew what she was doing with that ball. Kendall Solis into the match to serve. She takes the place of the right side Haley Muir. She'll play defense out of the right side in the back row. And service ace for Solis. Was some serve-receive problems, just a little serve-receive hiccups against Monroe that cost Jackson a set last Thursday night. Some serve-receive hiccups here tonight that they'll be working through as the season goes on. Johnson, decent pass for Eastwood. Up, Ciara Cho. That ball's picked up by Schrodel. Eason goes up, just pushes it over. Dig Eastwood. Smart play from Eason there. Cho comes and gets a swing and a kill. Ciara Cho. We've talked about her high point of contact for the last 2 years, how she doesn't have the fastest arm swing. She doesn't bring the most power, but God, she reaches high and hits that ball really, really high. Difficult to read. She also disguises her tip really well with that high point of contact. Johnson, Onsen, Eason showed that one all the way. Paige Wilson says, yep. And then Taylor Eastwood says, hey, how about me? Ooh, not quite what she was trying to do there. It's amazing. There's got to be someone out there who's a psychologist. Please do a study on the percentages of times that a setter will attempt to dump second time. First setter dumps a ball, and then it's a very high percentage, has to be, that the second setter tries to dump. Speaking of high percentage, there's Lauren Dimmelin getting involved there on that slide. First time we've seen that run tonight. It's a beautiful play from them. Nice contact, nice connection there. There's got to be some sort of psychologist out there who can do a study, or just some sort of statistics person. I'll help you get the data. Looking for a touch, no touch detected. Eason misfires, gives that point back, and Jackson slowly but surely scrapping their way back into this one. They still got work to do. 9:15. Solis, perfect pass for Eason. She goes to the shoot for Onsen. She taps it off the tape. Not quite sure what she was trying to do, but it's a kill. And they all look the same on the score sheet. We've mentioned that a couple times already. Payton Ludwig back to the service line for Lake Stevens. She misfires. Emily Lubick was the libero for Lake Stevens last year. She's graduated and moved on. Payton Ludwig gets her spot. She picks that ball up. Eason running for it, doesn't get there, and that's going to be a service ace. Another one for Dimmelin. That's 3 on the night for her. She's been involved in a couple blocks. She's got a couple kills now. She's served very well. Onsen, power tip, dig by Johnson. Out of system set from Atwood, and Wilson misfires on that one. Looked like she just got up a little early. Difficult timing. That ball coming over your shoulder like that. Ooh, nice pickup by Johnson as the big block of Muir and Eisminger. And you watch those blockers just camp. They knew that ball wasn't going back across. That's a double contact against Lily Easton all the way. She knew it. Everybody in the gym knew it. So Jackson clawing. Eastwood at the service line. Looking to spark a little something from these T-Wolves. Valentine. Eason quick for Eisminger. She hammers that one. Dig pistol. Up, here's Paige Wilson, gets under it, skies that one, no touch detected. Point for the Vikings. Paige Wilson has struggled a little bit tonight. Hannah Onsen back to the service line. Grace Schrodel into the match for the Vikings. Looks like we may have a couple results. And nice shot over the top. I believe that was Skibble. Back to the service line, Lexi Dollarhide, sophomore for Jackson. She's been the one big change we've seen. Payton Ludwig, Lily Eason pushes that ball up to the 10-foot line. Schroedel blocked. Maddie Eisminger, nice job covering. Eason backsliding out of the play. Was afraid she was injured for a second here. Johnson pounds that ball up off the block, and Christina Johnson with a big kill, her 6th of the night. That Lake Stevens lead is down to 4. Dollarhide at the service line. Onsen. Eason goes fast to Schroedel, and that ball is just whipped down the line. Grace Schroedel sizzles that one right off the hands of Eastwood, and she was, to her credit, she was back trying to play some defense. Grace Schroedel just got all of that one. Maddie Eisminger with the serve now. Pistol. Outside, Ciara Cho. Haley Pistol, nice job covering her hitter. In the middle, Skibble, popped up by Eason. Eisminger out of system set for the other middle. Anna Sack, she gets a little off-speed kill. Her 1st of the night. She hasn't had a ton of swings, to her credit. She goes up on that one with the out-of-system funky set from Eisminger and puts it off the side of the blocker's hands and down. Haley Pistol. Eastwood. Ciara Cho, tip over the top, picked up by Eason. Out-of-system set again from Eisminger, this time for Schroedel. Pops it off the tape, it's up by Cho. Eastwood, back for Cho, roll over the top, Onsen. Eason, back, Haley Muir swings and gets that one through the block, and Muir's got 5 on the night. Much more distribution from the Vikings here in set 3. Timeout called by the Timberwolves. We'll take a timeout here too on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. And we're back here at Jackson High School. It's the Lake Stevens freshman Maddie Eisminger at the service line. Lake Stevens in command here in set number 3, looking to take a 2-1 lead over the Jackson Timberwolves. Christina Johnson wants none of that kind of talk. She puts down her 7th kill of the night. Jackson has been edging, working. Every time they try and chip away this lead, a couple points go the other way. They can't quite get it to where they want it to be. Hannah Onsen, beautiful pass. There's Haley Muir. Nice dig from Skibble, the middle. Outside Ciara Cho, popped off the block. Schrodel, Eason. Oh, she's going to Onsen out of the back row, and she just gets under it. The timing was a little off. You can see that coming. That's something that they'll be working on as the season goes on. Ludwig. Looked like that got her by surprise, turned into a decent pass, and Grace Schrodel turns it into a kill. So Schrodel getting more involved in the offense now. So early on, it was the Hannah Onsen show. Lake Stevens has since started to move things around. Eisminger with 5 kills now. Haley Muir with 5 kills. Grace Schrodel has 3, I believe, at least 2, maybe 3 of them, all in set number 3 here. Kendall Solis at the service line. Nice serve and a service ace for Solis. Her older sister, Maddie Solis, came through this Lake Stevens program as a DS. She is a sophomore over at Everett College now. Ciara Cho. Ball's popped off the block. Dig Ludwig outside for Schrodel. Off the hands, dig pistol. Eastwood puts that one up. But Cho, nice dig from Eason on the off-speed play. Schrodel again swings that one off the tape. And Dollarhide can't get under it, and Grace Schrodel with 4 kills now. Set point here in set number 3. Lake Stevens looking to go up 2-1 with Kendall Solis at the service line, junior defensive specialist. Pistol, Eastwood, back right side for Johnson. Popped up by Onsen, out of system set from, well, it was an out of system set from Ludwig. I think confused everyone because it was about 35 feet in the air. Ends up being a misfired free ball out of play, and Jackson with a chance to build some momentum here. Either build some momentum or fight off 7 set points. Onsen, Eason, Schrodel, roll shot, pick up by Eastwood. Pistol sends the free ball. Ludwig, Eason, outside for Schrodel. No roll shot that time. She puts that one away, and Schrodel's got 5 kills on the night. Lake Stevens has a 2-1 lead. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with set number 4, brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens and Speedway Chevrolet on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you're not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Welcome back inside Jackson High School, the Den as they like to call it. This is the home of the Jackson Timberwolves, one of the most storied programs in Wesco. I'm not sure. Top of my head, I can't think of another Wesco volleyball program that has a state championship. Jackson won theirs back in 2010. Emmy Allen was their big stud hitter at that time. Her sister Ashley Allen was the head coach. Ashley has moved on to go and be an assistant. She's the first assistant, I believe, at Gonzaga University, living the dream there. Emmy Allen just finished up by what I believe was her senior season of beach at LSU. She was on LSU's one team, qualified for the national championship with the Tigers. This was after a successful indoor career that went from Washington State to Gonzaga. Lots of volleyball history here at Jackson High School. They're going to need to make some history tonight to get back in this one. They won the first set, 25-21. Lake Stevens has been on a roll with a 25-16 and I believe a 25-15 finish of the last two sets. Lake Stevens will start with the serve. Grace Schrodel. There were some changes to Lake Stevens' lineup. No, maybe not. Grace Schrodel, the outside hitter at the service line. That means Hannah Onsen, Anna Sack, and Lily Eason are in the front row. Defensive specialist Kendall Solis playing on the right side in the back row, and Payton Ludwig is their libero. Here's Taylor Eastwood setting for Ciara Cho. She goes off the block. Somehow that ball is kept alive. Hannah Onsen gets a swing. Lexi Dollar hides in. Ciara Cho tip over the top, pick up by Solis. That's what she's there to do. Here's Schrodel swing out of the back row. Dig pistol. Eastwood up. Ciara Cho again. Nice cut on that one. Picked up by Onsen. Eason goes back to Onsen, and that ball is stuffed straight down. Dimmerlin and Johnson in on that one. And what a rally here to start set number 4. Schrodel comes out of the game. Brooke Valentine in to play some defense for the Vikings. Johnson, after getting in on that block with the senior Dimmerlin, she's back at the service line now. Means Taylor Eastwood, Ciara Cho, and Lauren Dimmerlin are in the front row for Jackson. Their liberos Haley Pistol and Lexi Dollarhide playing defense across the back row in place of Paige Wilson, I believe. Dig from Valentine. Eason. Onsen rolls over the top, picked up by Johnson. Eastwood outside for Cho. She's blocked by Eason and Sack. Anna Sack and Lily Eason up big on that one. A lot of blocks tonight. Not accustomed to seeing this much blocking in a high school volleyball match, in a Wesco 4A volleyball match, I should say. Tons of blocking this evening. Ludwig, Pistol, Eastwood, Dollar High. Oh, no, that's Johnson out of the back row. She misfires. Payton Ludwig, number 8 for Lake Stevens. Haley Pistol pops that one back. Eastwood runs it down. Johnson out of the back row again. Digs Solis. And Lily Eason goes up and just took out some frustration on that ball, I think. She's missed a couple of those tonight, those big left-handed hammers. That's what you love about a left-handed setter. They go up with that jump set and can turn that hammer over really easily, quickly. Both of these setters left-handed, easily the two, in my opinion, the two best senior setters in Wesco 4A. Tatum McGovern would get herself into the conversation about best setters in Wesco 4A. Ball off the block of Eisminger, picked up by Cho, back to Lake Stevens. Here's Onsen, that ball picked up off the block. Nice defense from Dollarhide. Out of the back row, Johnson, picked up by Ludwig. Out of system set, Valentine, swing Onsen, and that ball's put down. I believe it was Lauren Dimmelin all by herself that time. Not 100% sure if she touched the ball or if Hannah Onsen hit it into the tape. Was behind the head official from my viewpoint, so we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Lauren Dimmelin gets the stuff blocked there. Lauren Atwood. Eason, tip over the top. Atwood can't contain it, can't control it, and Lily Eason with another kill. 3 aces, 4 kills for the Lake Stevens senior setter Eason. She goes back looking to add to that ace total from the service line. And that ball trapped against the net. Double contact from Eastwood as she tried to tip it over. Got it into the tape and then dug it as it came back. It's not allowed. That's why you never see that happen. Johnson with the back set for Pistol, who cracks that one out of the back row. And illegal back row attack against Eason. She is not happy. I would not want Lily Eason mad at me. That official is getting some daggers right now. I think what she's saying is she went up with 2 hands and contacted over that way. If the ball's below the height of the net, it's not a back row attack. So what he's saying is she jumped so high that her entire setting motion was above the height of the net. I think Lily is either super impressed that she was able to do that or upset that that may not have been the best call ever. Dollarhide shoots just high over the top, a little long. I personally, if I were you, Lily, I'd go with the man. I can't believe I jumped that high, that my entire setting motion was above the height of the net. Onsen. Johnson. Oh, Eastwood going for it and missing. Taylor Eastwood, got to be careful not to do too much. Not to try to do too much, I should say. You can never really do too much, but you can sure try to do too much. And as a setter in a slightly frustrating situation, sometimes that happens. Out of system set from Pistol. Dollarhide goes up and misfires on that one. And Lake Stevens, just like the second and third set, they're off to a big lead here in set number 4, sorry. Dollarhide makes way for Paige Wilson. Johnson. And nice job by Eisminger reading that tip over the top. Eason, what a dig. Out of system set, out of system chaos. Somehow Skibble gets it over. Schrodel, little cut shot picked up by Wilson. Out of system set from Atwood, back for Wilson. Ball comes up over top of her. She rolls it, dig Onsen. Here's right side Muir, off the hands, dig Pistol. Wilson, off the block, dig Onsen. Eason, Schrodel. Atwood with the dig. Pistol at the out of system set. Wilson decides to go down the line and finds a hole. Nice job. Great presence of mind from Paige Wilson. She had time to make decisions with that ball. She could have come around, squared up, and hit cross court hard. She decided instead to take that quick little slide footwork and work that ball down the line. Didn't need a ton of power. She just put it in the hole. Beautiful play by the sophomore outside for Jackson. Eason, back set for Muir. Picked up by Atwood. Outside, here's Wilson. She hammers that one off the block. She's feeling it now. She's got 6 on the night. The last 2 kills belong to her. Eastwood, tough serve. Nice pass from Schrodel. Eisminger, oh my. Oh, and a touch call. Maddie Eisminger went up and hammered that ball. Looked like she might have missed it, but the blocker got a touch, according to the line judge, and that is a heck of a kill. Nice connection from Eason and the freshman Eisminger. We've seen more of it as the match has gone on. Atwood for Eastwood, for Johnson. Eisminger tries to dig that one and can't. Christina Johnson leads all of the Jackson hitters with 8 kills. She has been extremely influential in the 2 matches we've seen for Jackson High School this year. Ciara Cho back into the front row. Paige Wilson serving for the T-Wolves. Onsen pops that ball up. Eason, nice jump pivot move. Schrodel, pistol, picks that ball up off the dig, and that should have been 4 contacts. There's Anna Sack in the middle, and the block from Skibble and Cho. Interesting play there, and difficult angle for me to see it from, but it looked like the ball hit by Lake Stevens, skimmed Eastwood, bounced off of Johnson, and then was popped up by Pistol. That would be 3 contacts. A 4th contact being the hit would have been illegal. Haley Mira misfires for the Vikings, and Jackson is right back in this one. Nonetheless, either I saw it wrong or the call went against Lake Stevens. Either way, Jackson right back in this. Lake Stevens calls a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well right here on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Jackson High School with Paige Wilson at the service line fought their way back into set number 4 here as we've got a battle of unbeatens in Westco 4A. Lake Stevens leading 2-1. Grace Schrodel pops that ball up off the block dig for Wilson. Quick in the middle for Skibble, and that ball is out and no touch detected. The Jackson girls all want a touch. The line judges and the head official say they did not detect a touch, and at the end of the day, no matter how these calls go one way or another, they all pretty much balance themselves out over the course of the match, course of the season. Kendall Solis, pistol, difficult pass from her, just picked up and over from Johnson, and a little confusion as Sock and Eason get congested in the middle of the court there, and Jackson gets an easy one. This stage in the match, you can't give away too many easy ones. Olivia Skibble at the service line. Ludwig, Eason. Ooh, Schrodel has to make a nice adjustment. Good dig from Wilson. Here's Dimmelin, tip over the top, picked up by Onsen. Eason, Schrodel, pounds that off the block, picked up by Eastwood. Tip over from Johnson, picked up by Onsen, tip into the middle. Beautiful defense from Wilson. Johnson, Solis with the dig. Out of the back row, Onsen puts it off. Wilson gets the ball up somehow. Cho punches it off the block, keeps it alive. Dimmelin going long. Solis, Ludwig can't run it down. Lauren Dimmelin with the kill, and the Jackson Timberwolves are feeling it. The cheerleaders here getting the crowd revved up between sets. It's getting a little rowdy here in the den. Skibble continues to serve. Solis, beautiful pass for Onsen, outside for Schrodel. That ball comes back, deemed no touch off the block. She hit it into the tape. That's 4 contacts, not allowed. And Skibble will continue to serve. Timberwolves do or die here in set number 4 as Lake Stevens has won the last 2 sets fairly easily after Jackson took the first. Schrodel pounds that one off the block, and Grace gets her 6th kill of the night. She'll go back to the service line. That brings Hannah Onsen back into the front row along with the setter Eason and their middle hitter Anna Sack. Wilson. Johnson pounds that ball. Nice dig by Schrodel. Here's Onsen. Roll shot over the top. Dig by Wilson. Going for Cho now. She reaches high. Onsen picks that one up. Out of system set. Double contact on Ludwig. Good consistent call there from the official. And Jackson gets the side out. Johnson back to serve. Christina Johnson's got 8 kills and ace, and she's been part of a block this evening. She has been huge for her Jackson Timberwolves, the middle right side, or the junior right side, pardon me. Ludwig, Eason puts that ball over, easy one for Cho. Eastwood goes up and tries to do it again, and that's a couple in a row that she's misfired on now. And there comes a point where it's just not effective anymore. Taylor Eastwood needs to keep her hitters involved. Wait until it's just perfect. Wait until it's really deceptive. Trickler ace off the tape for Payton Ludwig, her third service ace this evening. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 service aces for Lake Stevens. Good night at the service line for the Vikings. Johnson overfeed on that one, and it's put into the hole by the freshman Eisminger, her 7th kill tonight. She didn't try and hammer it. She didn't try and destroy it. She just went up, put it in the hole, take the easy kill. Nice job by Eisminger. Ludwig again. Down the line, nice serve. Johnson in trouble. Pistol out of system set for Wilson out of the back row. Dig Ludwig. Beautiful. Here's Onsen and hammers that ball down. Hannah Onsen hadn't had a kill in a while, but that's okay. Even after the break, she's got 16 on the night. Lake Stevens got a 3-point lead. Jackson's taking a timeout. This is STSPN.com. Come right back.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. America.
Here, welcome back inside. Jackson desperately needs a side out. Here's Ciara Cho. Payton Ludwig picks it up. Kendall Solis runs it down in front of the bench. Onsen sends a free ball. Jackson with another opportunity. Pistol to Eastwood. The slide for Dimmelin picked up by Ludwig. Eason quick. Nice job getting to that ball on the cut. Ciara Cho with the dig. Again a free ball. Eisminger pops that ball up over the top. Easy one for the Timberwolves. Lauren Dimmelin gets it and it touches Solis on its way out. And the senior Dimmelin only 4 kills on the night, but that was a big one. They need her to step up and help terminate some of these rallies. You've got to get the good passing to keep your middles involved, and I think that's a lot of where Jackson has struggled tonight. Their passing has been just not quite good enough against this very tough serving Lake Stevens team. That ball whistled down really early. I thought Valentine was under it, but it's a service ace for Atwood. As it stands, the head official has a much better view of that than I do. Lauren Atwood, the lefty DS. Valentine gets that one up. Eason, Onsen, cross-court hard, and Haley Pistol just didn't quite make a move on it. 17 for Onsen on the night. Lily Eason at the service line. Eastwood quick in the middle for Dimmelin, and that one she misses. No touch detected. And she just cuts that angle way too sharp. Eason will continue to serve. Jackson fighting for their life here in set number 4. Pistol, Eastwood. Wilson pounds that one off the block. Valentine makes a great play to keep it alive, but the Vikings can't get it back over. Paige Wilson, that was an explosive swing. Lauren Dimmelin goes back to the service line where she's had 3 kills on the 3 aces on the evening. Olivia Skibble into the front row for the Timberwolves. Valentine and make it 4. Lauren Dimmelin comes up huge at the service line, and Jackson's within 1. Like we said, fighting for their lives. Lake Stevens up 2-1. This is an early season Wesco 4A matchup between 2 unbeaten teams. There's the shorty, the middle Eisminger. Back set for Onsen, pounds it off the block, and Hannah Onsen. To say that she's going to be the go-to player for Lake Stevens this year might be a bit of an understatement. Getting the rest of their offense up to that same speed is going to be their big challenge. Beautiful job getting the ball out of the net by Eastwood. Here's the swing from Skibble, and Olivia Skibble on the slide gets the kill for the Timberwolves. They're staying alive. They're doing the work. I really like what I've seen out of Jackson here in set number 4. A ton of character, a ton of heart. Eastwood, Onsen. Outside for Schrodel, the big block kept alive by Eisminger. Eastwood, Wilson rolls it over the top. The setter Eason digs it. Eisminger out of system set for Schrodel, and that ball's blocked back by Skibble. Picked up by Muir. Outside for Schrodel again. This roll over the top, picked up by Pistol, kept alive by Wilson. Free ball from Atwood. Muir, Eason, Schrodel misfires. Jackson keeps it alive. A couple scrambling defensive plays. A whole lot of not quitting on both sides, and this is exactly what we signed up for when we came out here to broadcast this match. Ooh, that ball's just long by the thinnest of margins. Good call by Onsen. They went right after her. Brings Eisminger, the freshman, back to the service line. Atwood. Wilson, dig by Eisminger. Eason. Schrodel, and she missed. No touch detected. It was out of play. Schrodel thought there was a touch. Neither line judge called it. Hannah Onsen wants to know. She doesn't. I saw a touch. I don't know. That's not what you want to hear from your line judge. Eastwood into the huddle now. Onsen, Eastwood, the line judge, and the up official. Huddled up, having a nice time. Onsen nodding her head, seems to think things are going her way. Captains are now sent away. The officiating crew having a conversation. Oh my. Touch was detected, and that's a kill for Schrodel. And that is a big turning point in this match. Taylor Eastwood doesn't like it. She gets a very calm explanation from the officials. Should be a point for Lake Stevens there, 19-18. Actually, I believe that would make it 2018 rather than 19-19. Jackson facing some adversity. Eisminger serves Atwood. Eastwood somehow keeps it alive, and Skibble finds a kill. Somehow, some way, it was out of system, funky as can be, and Olivia Skibble punches that ball over and gets a kill out of it, and Jackson needed that. You got to check your server now, check your lineup, because Eastwood served last time around. There's some confusion about who the server is. Should be Wilson, and it is Wilson. Ciara Cho checks into the front row for Jackson. She's there with Johnson and Skibble. Paige Wilson at the service line. Hannah Onsen. Grace Schrodel, dig by Wilson. Ball pushed outside for Ciara Cho. She dropped the hammer on that one. I made the comment that she doesn't have the fastest arm swing earlier in the match, and she just proved me wrong. That was a whippy arm swing. Fantastic hit by the senior Cho. Schrodel, Eason, back for Muir. Muir dug by Eastwood. Pushed outside, good set from Johnson. Ludwig with the dig on the Lake Stevens side. Into the middle, and a sack! Puts that ball away. She's got 2 kills on the night. That was a big one. Kendall Solis comes in to serve for the Vikings. Haley Muir comes out. Schrodel, Sack, and Eason, the setter, in the front row for Lake Stevens. You've got Onsen, Solis, and Ludwig in the back. Haley Pistol overfed, tipped by Eastwood, and that's an illegal back row attack. Yep, good call by the ref. As Taylor Eastwood went up and touched that ball on its way to the block, she was a back row player. She cannot touch the ball above the height of the net. If she touches the ball and it goes into the block, that is a fault, and that was a good call by the officials. Jackson has to recover. Now, Mindy Staudinger does not like it, but Taylor was, from my viewpoint and from the officials' viewpoint, above the height of the net trying to play that ball. Solis. Pistol. Eastwood. Cho. Dig Ludwig. Eason. A little free ball from Schrodel, picked up by Eastwood. Out of system set by Skibble. Cho sends the down ball. Onsen. Eason across for Schrodel. Dig by Eastwood again. Out of system set from Pistol. Ooh, that could have been called a double, but it wasn't. Here's Sack in the middle and the big double block. It's Cho and Skibble getting together for the block there. I talked about it earlier. Those calls all even themselves out over the course of the night. Close ones, not so close ones, good ones, bad ones, they all even themselves out. Control what you can control. There's Schrodel, who just kind of rolls that ball in between the two blockers, and Grace Schrodel now has 8 kills on the night. She'll go back to the service line. You know what that means? That means Hannah Onsen comes back into the front row for Lake Stevens, and timeout for the Timberwolves. We are in crunch time here in set number 4. The Jackson Timberwolves fighting for their lives. Stick with us here on STSPN.com. We've got after the match, which at this rate I kind of hope goes to 5 sets. Sorry, Lake Stevens people, but this is a lot of fun. We'll have the Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Match. Remember, all of this is being brought to you by Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. Make sure you stop by there, pick up a little something. They've got lots of cool stuff in that store. All the stuff you need for your yard to get ready for fall. They've got hardware. They've got stuff for building projects. They've got tools. They've got kind of funky home stuff. If I remember correctly, they even have popcorn most of the time. Lake Stevens with the junior outside hitter Grace Schrodel at the service line. Jackson has exhausted their supply of timeouts for that set. They've used both of them. Lake Stevens still has 1 remaining and a 2-point lead. They're in set 4. Lake Stevens up 2-0. That set, it's into the antenna and out, and it is match point for the Vikings. Jackson, the Timberwolves, with their backs against the wall on their home court, going to take something special now. Student section is up, and Loud Schrodel misfires on the serve, and here come the Timberwolves. The very influential junior right side, Christina Johnson at the service line. Dimmelin, Cho, and the setter, Eastwood, in the front row for Jackson. Johnson, Ludwig, Eason, Onsen, right off the face of Pistol, and Lake Stevens takes it 3-1, finishing on Hannah Onsen's 19th kill of the night. And that's it. A big-time battle between 2 unbeatens. We've got our Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Match coming up here in just a moment. Stick around for that interview. We will be right back here on STSPN.com.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi electric cooling and heating system allows you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. And because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
Welcome back inside Jackson High School. I'm here with our Speedway Chevrolet player of the match from the Lake Stevens Vikings after a 3-1 win over the Jackson Timberwolves. We've got outside hitter Hannah Onsen. Hannah, unofficially 19 kills on the night. Talk to us really quickly a little bit about your connection with senior setter Lily Easton and how important that is to this team.
It's one of the most important things just because we've been playing so long, you know. I think that helps a lot. We're really trying to pick up the offense and really quicken it up, so I think that given some time it's going to get a lot better, but we're doing really good so far right now and can't thank her enough. She puts up the perfect ball every time and I just love it. It's like I get to go and do what I love, which is smash the ball. Yeah.
Now, Hannah, it looked like somewhere late in set 2 or maybe in set 3 there was a conscious effort made to start getting some other hitters involved. Talk to me a little bit about the rest of your offense and how some of these younger players are coming along.
Yeah, like you said, half the team is junior and below, so we really have to teach them what competition is at the varsity level. And so I really just try to be aggressive and show them, like, hey, we're in this. We got heart. We're going to fight all the way to the end. And you know what? If we put our heads to it, we're going to win this match because we got all the talent in the world. We just need to use it.
Fantastic. Excellent job tonight. Big early season win. Lake Stevens goes to 3-0. Would you? 3-0 on the season. Jackson falls to 2-1. Special thanks to Ace Hardware Lake Stevens for making tonight's match possible, and to Speedway Chevrolet for sponsoring our player of the match. I'm Matty Bishop. This is the Snohomish Times Sports Network. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night with Monroe at Glacier Peak. Check it out.